Welcome to our members and officers and those connecting online. So item 1 on our agenda is apologies. I have apologies from Councillor Maguire and Councillor Feely. Present. No further indications then. Okay, those are noted. Item 2 then is declarations of interest. Sorry, Councillor McGrath.
Just under that, I have to leave at 3:30.
3, no problem. Should be hopefully through it by then. Famous last words. Councillor McElduff.
Just to say, I think Councillor Feely's absence is due to a family bereavement. I know he was very close to his uncle, so just
That's noted.
if it's appropriate to note that and
Extend our
condolences. Yeah,
we'll extend our condolences as well.
Yeah.
Councillor John and Anthony Feely on the death of their uncle. And no declarations of interest. Let's see, no. Okay, so item 3 then is to consider notification of the proposed drilling of 3 exploration boreholes. So that's paper A and various appendices there. And we'll ask Darren to bring us through that notification.
Okay, good afternoon, members. So just to take everybody through, there's one item on the planning agenda in relation to paper A, LA 10 2025 0773/PAD. So members will note that's got a PAD reference, but this is not a PAD. It's only given the PAD reference to allow us to process the notification on our computer system because there's no other way of recording it other than under the PAD letter or suffix, but it is not a PAD, okay? So the proposal then is for the drilling of 3 exploration boreholes, and the applicant then is Flint Ridge Resources Limited, and the location there, you can see it on the reports, north of the Cavanagh gold mine on the east of the Botter Upper Road. So the recommendation is that the council should not issue a direction that permission granted by Article 3 of the General Permitted Development Order, the GDPO, i.e. permitted development rights, shall not apply. So I think members have come across this before. Some of the new members may not. So members, what the council has received is a notification by gold mine company that they want to drill boreholes. So they have to tell us that they want to drill the boreholes. We then as a council have 28 days to decide whether they can go ahead and drill them using permitted development rights, or whether we say, no, you should make a planning application for them, and then we consider a planning application. So if we say, no, you should submit a planning application, we have to notify the department, and they then have the right to say, no, well, actually, they can go ahead and do it as permitted development if they want. So it's just to bear in mind there's a check with the department's rule there. So today, really, the decision for members is whether to withdraw the permitted development rights. In other words, issue directions, say you should submit a planning application. It's not to decide the merits of it, merits as you would do with a planning application. So hopefully that's clear to the new members. So the recommendation then is not to issue the direction. Just in terms of the consultee responses, members, you'll note from the report we have 2 consultees back, NI Water and Environmental Health. NIEA have not responded to date, and the SES then are not able to do the work that they do in relation to habitats regulations assessment because they can't do that without NIEA. However, SES have advised us that the council is a competent authority and it can make its own decision in relation to this application. We do have a previous notification which is the exact same as the current one before you. We have the papers for it, so we have NIEA response from it and we have the SES response from it as well. And in both cases they were content with the application, content with the notification, and we can rely on that. As SES say though in the email you'll see on the screen there, members, this would be at the council's own risk. However, officers have looked at the 2 proposals, this one and the previous one, and they are identical in every way, except they have different reference numbers. And one of them was submitted in May. This one isn't. This is later on in the year. These works will be carried out in August. So that's the only difference on it. So we're content then really there's no other changes. And it's very, very unlikely that NIA would find anything different from their previous comments. SES then would also then carry out their duties under the Habitats Regulations assessment and find there be no impact upon European designated sites. In relation to the notification, members, you'll be familiar where the Calvin site is. So out of Moore Road from over then, and just turn right and head in there to the countryside, and you'll find the existing mine site. The history then for the mine, there is planning approval granted in May 95 for the open cast pit, and then also then additional planning permission granted in July 2015. Our notification, though, is not within the existing mine site. It's outside the mine site. So you can see then on the slide then, members, the mine is, existing mines identified by the grey areas. You can see the difference between the countryside, the grass, and the grey areas. So our site is to the north of the existing gold mine site within the red circle. You'll note the two stars, the two yellow stars that are on the left and the bottom of the slide. Those are areas of bogland and are specifically referred to in the planning applications for the mine and are protected from development. So we're not within any bogland or any protected areas. We're just in agricultural grassland to the north. The drill hole locations then. So table 1 shows a detailed location of the 3 drill holes. That's the grid references, 1, 2, and 3 you can see there. And then the length is 350 meters in depth. The holes then will be drilled in 3 different locations, but they're very close to each other. So the slide on the left shows their locations, the purple dots. Table 1 then shows the location then in detail with the grid references showing exactly where they'll be drilled. And then I've used that information to try and pull it together onto an aerial photograph to give you an idea of approximately where they will be drilled. So you can see the 3 red dots is the approximate positions as best I can get them where the holes will be drilled. So taking those 3 dots then just on a map to show you the location of neighbours. So there are some neighbouring houses in the area. You have a house to the east, another house to the south, and then other properties nearby to the west. So those houses are a good distance away, 121 or nearly 200 meters away from the closest drill holes. So there shouldn't be any significant impact upon their amenity. So say, members, the consultative responses are there. You have the recommendation within the report where planners have gone through the impacts of this. It has also been screened against the environmental impact regulations and found that it will not have it doesn't require to be accompanied by an environmental statement. So a negative determination has been issued. Members now have a decision whether they want to issue a direction if you're satisfied that it is expedient to do so. In other words, you consider that you want to see a planning application submitted for these. So you can do this where the land is on a conservation area, national park, nature reserve, AONB, ASSI, or area of archaeological interest. So we're not within any of those. Then B, the development either taken by itself or in conjunction with other development really would impact on the amenity of the area or cause nuisance to neighbours under C as well. So there is potential then under B and C, members, where you could decide that given the previous boreholes in the area, that you would like to see a planning application coming in for those, as it would cause a serious nuisance to inhabitants of nearby residential buildings. Bearing in mind, members, though, that environmental health has been consulted and have come back and said that they are content, provided they carry out the works in accordance with the notification. D, then, the development of endangered aircraft using a nearby airport. Well, there aren't any really nearby airports that would be affected by it. So under the permitted development regulations, really, there's no reason in the view of officers to issue a notice or a direction. So, say, members, the notification is the exact same as the one that came in 2024, May 2024, under LA 10 2024-0355/PAD. It's the exact same except a different time of year. Works will be expected to start this time at the end of August. And the recommendation then is not to issue a direction.
Okay, thank you, Darren. It's an opportunity now for any questions to Darren. Councillor McElduff.
Some quite technical language used, in the report, understandably. That's the way things are done. But I would be in favour of compelling this company to make a full planning application. That'd be my mind in the matter. So how would that be described in the recommendation, you know, that we don't allow them to progress the way they would like to progress at this stage? And that it'd be subject to a full plan application and notify the department, you know, accordingly. So just where is that in the recommendation, just to simplify it, if that's possible? Thank you.
So really, the same members have the opportunity now to say that the work shouldn't be carried out as permitted development rights, that you should be, and a planning application submitted for them. So you would issue a direction.
Yeah.
Okay. You can issue a direction under, if you look on the screen there, members, on part 2, you have a choice under A, B, C, or D. Where you as officer, as the council, we would say that it is expedient that the development should not be carried out unless it's granted planning permission because A, B, C, or D. So if the member wishes to propose that an application should come in, you would have to say under which one it is that you consider it's expedient that an application should come in. Bearing in mind, members, that this is the exact same as the one that was in last year, and the council made a decision last year that this was not expedient to issue a direction. So
Yeah.
last year we said it was okay to go ahead as permitted development rights.
I think in your report, you outlined that B and C fit the request for a direction, isn't that correct?
Sorry,
B and C in your criteria, didn't you?
yeah, if you look at there's the 4 of them on the screen there, so you have A, B, C, and D. The decision for the members today is whether you think it's expedient under those 4 criteria that an application should come in. So if you're going to say it is expedient under B, for example, that will adversely affect the setting of a listed building or affect the amenity of the area, etc., you'd need to give a detailed reason why, and it was just to support the proposal.
Okay. Mark that for now. Thank you.
Councillor McGrath.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Darren. It's just, this is the exact same, Darren, as the last application.
Yes.
And they went on ahead and they bored their expiration holes. And you see no issue to go the same direction again.
Correct.
Well, I would propose that they go with your recommendation. Thank you.
Okay, members, any further questions? Okay, members, is there any further questions or is there any seconder for proposal? Oh, sorry, Councillor Thompson, go ahead. Councillor Robinson, sorry. Councillor Robinson.
I'm starting to want to, I couldn't see. Did you get proposal, apology for Councillor Mackin?
We didn't know, but we can record that. Councillor, no problem.
I'll second the proposal, and Councillor Gallagher. I'll second that proposal. Brandon.
Councillor McGrath's proposal, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, members, so we have a proposal and it's been seconded. And that's in support of the officer's recommendation. Are we all in agreement? Just to clarify, Councillor, you may have not have, I don't think you've made a proposal just yet. Sorry, go ahead, sorry. Go ahead, Councillor.
Okay, my understanding is we can halt this process and we can send it back to the department, our opinion. And, you know, that's the course of action I would like to. I want to be on the record as stating that, you know, I want to say that we should send it back and that it should go for a full planning application.
And then, so that's a formal proposal then, Yeah, which is effectively the direct opposite, but under which criteria, councillor? I think you had mentioned B or C, I think.
Yep.
B or C
Yeah.
would,
Even in the advice, it was suggested that there was scope for doing that against criteria B and C. So if we look at B, if the development would constitute a serious nuisance to the inhabitants of residents in the area, is the way I'm interpreting it. And so B and C. I'm not going to elaborate much more than that, but that's what I'm saying.
yes, so it's relating to the amenity and a nuisance.
Residential amenity and nuisance. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's a proposal. Councillor McElduff as well. Councillor Devine Gallagher, go ahead, councillor.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to second Councillor Michael Duff's proposal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
Sorry, bringing Darren in a second here.
Okay, members, just to be clear here, the council has the power to issue a direction if we wish to do so. But in doing that, we would need to support that with a justifiable reason why we're issuing the direction. So the reasons we can issue a direction are on the screen. They're under 2A, B, C, and D. In terms of those, I think the members are pointing towards criteria C, which is a development would constitute a serious nuisance to inhabitants of a nearby residential buildings, hospital, or school. So in respect of that, members, I just point out that environmental health, who have reviewed the information that has come in, have said they are content that it wouldn't cause a serious nuisance to inhabitants of any nearby buildings, any houses, etc. The view of officers, planning officers as well, is that there's a significant distance between the properties that are in the area and the site, and that would ensure that there won't be a serious nuisance. There may be an impact, but the test that you have before you is whether to be a serious nuisance. That's a very high standard and unusual in planning terms. And normally it's unacceptable effects, etc. This is a serious nuisance. So the view of officers is that there is not a serious nuisance. And as I say, the previous decision by the council was also for this drilling works was that there was not a serious nuisance. The drilling works will last no longer than the time period set out within the report. So they have a maximum of 16 weeks. And so it'll be short-term impact, and then the site will be restored and put back to its original condition.
Thank you, Darren. Councillor McElduff, so you have you're content with that proposal?
Yep.
So, and that has been seconded? Yeah, okay, so the first proposal, which I'll take now, is Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Robinson, and that is that we proceed as per the officer's recommendation. Are members in agreement? A sense not. Take a vote on that one then. So in favour is Councillor Rainey, Councillor McClahary, and Councillor McGrath, and Councillor Robinson. Okay, so that's in favour and against. And against is Councillor Campbell, Councillor McElduff, Councillor Devine Gallagher, and Councillor O'Reilly. Four against. Four against. And the casted vote of the chair. So that falls, members. So taking now Councillor McElduff's proposal, and that is that we go contrary to the officer's recommendation and issue a direction, and that was seconded by Councillor Devine Gallagher. So those in favour? Four in favour. Clarity, that's Councillor Campbell, Councillor McElduff, Councillor O'Reilly, and Councillor Devine Gallagher, and against. I have Councillor Rainey, Councillor McGrath, Councillor McClahary, and Councillor Robinson. That's 4 against. And the cast and vote carries that proposal. So that has been agreed. And I'll ask Darren to sum up, members.
Okay, members, so the recommendation of officers was not to issue direction. Members have decided that a direction should be issued, and officers will go ahead and process that now. Just to advise now, so the direction will be issued by the council. We will then send a copy of the direction to the department and to the company that sent in the notification and let them know that the council has issued the direction. The department has the power to disallow the direction, in which case the council must then give notice that the company can proceed with the development under permitted development rights.
Thank you. Thank you, Darren. So item 3. So item 4 then is, go ahead, sorry, councillor.
Just have we any idea, Darren, how long that can run with the department?
Experience on previous ones was they were fairly quick coming back. You're talking maybe a couple or 3 weeks time frame.
Thank you. Item 4 then is correspondence. I think we have one item of correspondence. Is that? Sorry, no problem. No item of correspondence. Okay, members. And item 5 is any urgent and relevant business, and we have one item which Sinead will bring us through.
Thank you, Chair. So members, you may be aware from media coverage just over the past couple of days in relation to an update regarding the 7 mineral prospecting license that had been awarded by DFE back on the 8th of May just past, and which this council then had obviously responded to 5 of those during the earlier consultation period. So it's our understanding, based on the most recent media coverage, that the 7 mineral prospecting licenses have been relinquished. And again, based on that media coverage, it's our understanding that the relevant companies have agreed to relinquish the licenses. So officers will continue to keep members updated. If any fresh process comes forward, then we will bring that obviously through committee in the normal process.
Thank you. Sinead, can I have a proposal to note the correspondence? Councillor Rennie, second. Councillor McAuliffe. Thank you, members. And I haven't been notified of any other business, so we'll call the meeting, bring the meeting to an end. Thank you for attending, everyone. Thank you. Thanks.